So what is up, guys? Tonight I wanted to do, LG G4 versus LG X Power here in this video comparison. We always do Apple stuff, so let's switch it up and do some LG versus LG or some Android stuff. So let's begin with the boot up test while we talk about both devices. So LG G4 is a 2015 flagship, a little over a year old now, and it came way down. You can get this guy at a bargain basement price of a little over $200 for the LG G4, and you're going to get a great camera here on the LG G4. 16 megapixel f1.7 aperture. Basically what that means with that f1.7 is you can get really close on subjects. Like, you can bring stuff really close to the camera, such as this. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So the LG X Power did beat the LG G4, but I got this little candle right here. You can bring stuff really close to the camera and focus in. Not even my camera right now has an f1.7. So the X Power destroyed the G4 to the home screen. Pretty shocking, but not really, because this is rocking LG's older user interface, as you can see right there on the left. That's LG's older user interface, where this is rocking UX 5.0 here. Now, the X Power is a budget device, but it does have an octa-core CPU, where the LG G4 has a hexa-core CPU, which is a 6-core. And basically that made the LG G4 receive a lot of flack during the year it came out, because it didn't have an octa-core CPU like something like the Galaxy Note 5 had, which was like its main competitor of that year. So let's go ahead and close everything out here. The LG G3 has 3 gigs of RAM. This has 2 gigabytes of RAM, but this has a 2K display that is 1440 by 2560, and this is a, what is this? A 720p HD display, over 500 pixels per inch, only 277 here for the X Power. Let's begin with calculator in 3, 2, let's go. And you can see the X Power just took the LG G4, and I expect the X Power actually to beat the LG G4 across the board here. Let's go home, and about the same going home. Let's go into camera on both. So the X Power did beat the G4 to the camera, through the camera as well. So this is crazy that a budget smartphone in 2016, budget smartphone is beating a flagship from 2015. Let's go into settings here. And you can see once again the LG X Power beating the G4. Now, this is a better optimized device with their newer skin. I'm gonna have to go to the widget here to compare the weather applications. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. And you can see once again the X Power. So I'm not seeing any wins here so far for the G4. Pretty disappointing, considering that the LG G4 is not very old. It was a flagship device. But let's go into clock here, and you can see about the same there. Let's go home, and let's go to Play Store. And you could see the X Power slightly ahead once again. But the G4 has an amazing screen. It's a quantum IPS display. So what that basically means is very contrasty in the LCD display. So it's not an AMOLED display, it's a liquid crystal display, but it's very contrasty. So very nice. You get a lot of quantum TVs on the market now. Let's go into the phone. And you could see that was about, I think that was the G4. So I think the G4 is going to get that one. Let's go to Twitter here, and you could see looks like the LG X Power took that one. Let's go into voice recorder. LG X Power once again. So basically the LG X Power is a budget device with flagship level performance in terms of just everyday app opening here. So let's go into Instagram here. And you could see dead even. Actually, the X Power reloaded that picture first. So X Power reloaded that picture first. Let's go into Instagram. I just was in Instagram. Let's go to Appy Geek here, and let's see what happens here on both devices. And I'm going to deny that. Let's see what happens. So the X Power beats the LG again. So the X Power is definitely better optimized here. Let's go into YouTube on both devices and see what happens here. X Power again. Let's go home. Let's go into Pixlr. Now, don't let this fool you. The LG G4 is definitely not a slow phone. It's just starting to get a little slower in comparison to 2016 level phones. But definitely, if you bought an LG G4, you're not going to be disappointed. It's very consistent performer. Performs well, and I know a lot of people are saying, oh, the LG G4 has a reboot issue, it freezes up. I've never had that issue. Now, if you want to believe everything you read on the internet and let that scare you away from buying a device that comes with a 1-year manufacturer warranty, which LG will cover, then that's on you. But if you were like interested in the G4 and you're letting that stop you from purchasing it, I wouldn't let it. I mean, experience things for yourself. If it does happen, then don't buy an LG again. But if it doesn't, then you made a great choice. I've never had that issue, and I use this phone a lot. So let's go into Temple Run here, and you could see, let's see what happens. Temple Run looks like it just won on the LG X Power. And this has a Mali T860 GPU, and I believe this is a 405. Let me go ahead and check out the CPU-Z here if I have it on this device. CPU-Z. I want to check out the GPU on this device here if I have that application, which I do. Let's go to CPU-Z here on both. You could see 6 core, like I said, 6 core, 418 GPU, Adreno 418, clocked in at 600 megahertz. Over here, a Mali T860. So, you know, pretty good stuff there on the X Power. Let's go into Subway Surfer here. And it looks like Subway Surfer is going to win on the X Power as well. So, yep. This is incredible. This phone is incredibly underrated. This less than $100 right now on Amazon device right here. Yep, once again, the X Power beats the LG G4. I would expect the G5 to probably beat the X Power, but the G4 definitely isn't beating it here. Let's go into eBay here. Let's see what happens there. X Power again, we don't even got to talk about it. Let's go to Amazon. So it looks like the LG G4 only won like one application test here, and the X Power beat it in every other department. But let's not even talk about the screen. The screen quality destroys the X Power. The camera on the front and back of the G4 annihilates this phone. I mean, it's not even close. But the LG X Power destroys it in battery life, so it's got a leg up there, and that's important to a lot of users. But let's go ahead and do some multitasking here and see which one's held in the background. Let's go into camera. You can see G4 held it better in multitasking. So maybe this is where LG comes back on the G4 and says, you know what? The G4 is a better multitasker. Let's see. Nope, about the same there. Both had to reload. Let's go into, let's see what we have here. Let's go into Twitter. Let's see what happens there. Twitter on both devices. And looks like the X Power once again. So the G4 is not going to come back here, it looks like, in this testing. Actually, it does right there. So it shut me up there. So YouTube, let's try a couple more to see if the G4 can take it in the multitasking. Let's go into calculator. I didn't even think I opened calculator on this one, or I can't find it. Let's go to CPU-Z. And you can see LG G4. So the LG G4 is definitely taking it here on the multitasking, the PyGeek. Nope. So once again, so now it's flip-flopping. So you know what? I'm just going to have to give this win to the LG X Power in terms of the performance. It just beat it in all the application tests. It beat it in the boot up test, and it's beating it in the multitasking here and there. Not totally beating in the multitasking, but here and there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys are like on a G4, or you dropped your G4 and you're like, you know what? I seen that X Power. I want to stay with LG. And this is going to be a great little device to hold you over until you can get like the G6 that's coming out this year, or you can get like the G5 or something like that. This is not going to hurt your wallet at all if you broke your G4 or you had a boot up issue or anything like that. But if you're like trying to decide between these two, like should I spend a little more and get that G4? I really like that G4. I'd say go ahead and do it. This is definitely the better device. There's not even a comparison in terms of the camera, and it feels like a premium device in comparison to this device, which feels like a great mid-ranger. But overall, you know, performance slightly better on the X Power. Battery life destroying it on the X Power to the LG G4. But yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap it up here for me between these two devices. My winner here, in terms of a speed, the LG X Power. My winner overall, the LG G4. Question of the day. What is your winner between these two devices? If you were to pick one of these LG G4s, or G4 or X Power, which one would you choose? Or would you say, forget both of those, I'd go with the G5. Forget both of those, I go with the V10, V20. Let us know down below in the comment section so we could chat about that. I like to see what you guys are interested in. It's very interesting. I love this technology stuff. And anyway, do me a favor, click the like button for me. And subscribe to the channel for more technology videos like this. We got the iPhone SE coming versus the LG X Power soon, so you might want to stay tuned for that. I will catch you all in the next one. This was Nick here, helping you master your technology. Be sure to be well, and peace.